I'm Susan Sullivan. I'm on your board of directors, and I do some of your media, so marketing, and I want you to take out your phone and check in today, and if you're ever taking any pictures, hashtag Seaside Center. But before we do anything, we like to set the consciousness, and today we have a beautiful spiritual prayer practitioner, Trudy Seifke, and she's going to be holding the light, and I pronounced her name right. She is lit, and she's going to hold that God consciousness for us here. Boy, we have a lot of great things going on. The most exciting that I know right now that I'm working on to bring the people here is February 6th. James Van Prague is going to be here. Has anybody seen him before? It's pretty amazing, and I got the opportunity to interview him. I have a little column in the Coast News, so I interviewed him the other day, and it's going to prove to be quite exciting event. So I hope you will get your tickets. They are on sale out in our family room after the service. But before that, we want to show you a little clip.
I love James. I've read everything he's written. He's amazing. And this is my third event. Yeah, I'm really, really excited to see him.
What I enjoyed is how he is a comedian. At first, he does a lot of humor, and then he gets into the nitty-gritty of it, and then he starts calling in all the entities that he says he sees, and he does it with such grace, and he does it with a lot of humor.
It was magical. It was absolutely magical, and I can't tell you how spot on he was.
At the same time, I will say I was skeptical, and when the evening started and he walked in to the sanctuary, the energy level within the room was soaring. It was not only was it an evening of enlightenment and enrichment, but it changes your scope of thinking.
And he is amazing. He's a local now. He lives here in Encinitas, so we're really blessed to have him. Please make sure you get tickets. There's a limited number of VIP tickets available, and we're going to put on a nice little reception, and it's not to be missed. So put that on your calendars. Another thing to check off is January 26th. After second service, we're going to be having our annual community meeting, and that's where Reverend Christian is going to review the last year and talk about the goals of this coming year, and we would love your involvement. So this is another opportunity for you to take Seaside in and make it part of what you do and be involved in the decision making over here. We wanted to let you also know that we were a little dark on the midweek healing rituals, but this Wednesday we're going to be back at it. So plan on attending. If you've never attended one of those, it's really interactive and quiet, and Reverend Christian does personalized prayer, and we want to see more of you there. It's very enriching, and it's a great midweek respite. Keeping your spiritual contact, get that midweek thing going. Also, we're super excited that our winter catalog for education is out. These are in your Inside Seaside, your programs for today. Also, we're set up at a table because there are two very important certified classes, certificated classes that are being offered and start next week. So if you're trying to get your foot in the door as far as becoming a practitioner, practically here, then these certified classes are foundations and financial freedom. And financial freedom is just a great class to have, period. It really rocked my world, and I had to really look at where my money was going, and a lot of it comes here to Seaside. No, just kidding. They love me here. Anyway, so that is something to look at. And Deb, and are you going to be out there too? Oh, Reverend Catherine Bona is going to be standing at the education table today too. So go check those out. Also, we left off with this vision and intention for my life in 2020. Did you guys get one of those? Did you fill one out? Did you do a self-addressed envelope? Well, we have a spot where we can put them. There's a pedestal over there with a box, and we would love to get those back because we mailed them back to you from 2019. You should be getting those if you filled that out. So that's fun, and see how close you got to your vision and intention for 2019. Let's see, we have a pretty exciting thing. Reverend Christian asked that we take a look at this Make-A-Wish program and this Trailblazer Challenge, which we're going to have two people come up and talk a little bit more about. So if you could welcome Mark Sands and Jeanette Biasati up to the stage. They're going to talk to you about this Make-A-Wish program.
Good morning. So Jeanette and I wanted to tell you about a fundraising initiative that we're involved with Make-A-Wish Foundation called the Trailblaze Challenge. Make-A-Wish has been around since the 1980s, and their mission is to grant wishes for critically ill children and their families. Last year in the U.S., they granted over 15,000 wishes. That's one every 34 minutes. And in San Diego, there were 220 wishes granted last year for critically ill children.
So as Mark said, critically ill children are nominated by either a social worker or a physician to receive a granted wish. And as you can imagine, children face these very overpowering, either they have an operation or they have some kind of procedure that needs to take place. It's not only debilitating and difficult for the child, but also for the siblings and the family members, the parents and the extended family. And when wishes are granted, when wishes are given to the children, they shift their fear into confidence and their sadness about the situation into joy, and also their anxiety into hope. They've just recently done some studies that have shown that when wishes are granted, it elevates the joy in the family, in the child, and also has a higher degree of those children surviving the particular illness. We have a very short clip of Hannah, who is 5 years old. She began her treatment when she is 3.
The cells that grow my hair, so all my hair fell out. So I have something called radiation also. It's pretty fun because you get to blow bubbles, and I brought my Frozen CD, and I got to sing along during. And you have these butterfly stickers. They draw on you with permanent marker, and you just have kind of like butterfly stickers. And I had surgery to take my tumor out, and it's not very much fun. I had 3. Well, most of all 3. So I think I had 4, yeah. So I had one right there, one right there, one right like that, and one right here. I want to be on TV a lot, and I want to be on the newspaper so people can see how brave I've been during cancer. Cancer is no fun, but it's a little bit fun because you get to go on this camp, and I'm going on a Monday, and it's very exciting. And if you have cancer, don't worry, because I am brave, and you can be brave also.
So the Trailblaze Challenge is an opportunity for us to gather some funds to support wishes. All wishes are supported by fundraising and donations. The Make-A-Wish has a Trailblaze Challenge for 28 miles, and some people say, oh my God, I cannot do 28 miles in a day. However, what we do during the Trailblaze Challenge is we educate you and bring you on hikes through 3 months, building up your stamina and your ability to actually do the 28 miles.
So we're forming a Seaside hiking group that will participate in the Trailblaze Challenge, and we're looking for participants that would like to hike with us and be a part of the program, or provide your support to the Seaside team in its effort to raise funds for Make-A-Wish San Diego.
So please stop by our table. We'll answer any questions. We're hoping to get you to sign up to be part of our team. Thank you, Seaside.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to sign up for it. I'm going to be walking with you guys. Mark just got back from the Himalayas, so, that's our tour guide. So with all that being said, it's now time to stand up and greet your neighbor.
Seaside. Please remain standing for our congregational song. We've done this one before. This is actually a song by Jamie Lula. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the ones that we seek. We are the seeds we've been sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Let's say that again. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the ones that we see. We are the seeds we've been sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Next part says, oh, I am that I am. Oh, I am that I am. We are the ones. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the ones that we seek. We are the seeds we've been sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Oh, I am. Oh, I am that I am. Oh, I am that I am. Come on, Bob. Seaside band. Oh, I am that I am. Oh, I am that I am. We are the ones. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the ones that we seek. We are the seeds we've been sowing. We are the harvest we reap. We are the harvest. We are the harvest we reap. Oh, we are the harvest we reap. Yeah, Seaside.
Dr. Christian is in Montana. He is enjoying some skiing with his family, and he will be back here Wednesday night for our Wednesday night service, and he'll be here Sunday as well. So, come on back and see Dr. Christian next Sunday or Wednesday night. In the meantime, I want to introduce our practitioner for today. The practitioner and our pulpit assistant today. She's one of our longtime practitioners here at Seaside. She is steeped in our teaching and steeped in this consciousness, and we're so grateful to have her. Practitioner Sharon De Leon.
Beloveds, please join me into the silence.
And Mike, if I have to.
I rejoice, for this is the day that God hath made. I rejoice in its perfection. I rejoice in its infinite potentiality. I rejoice in its beauty, its power, and its peace. I rejoice, for I know that everything that I need and everything that you need has already been given. It has already been called forward. For I know it is God's good pleasure to give us the kingdom. So I know that the activity that takes place right here, right now, is the ability to receive it, to allow it. And so I open. I open to this day. I open to this service. I open to the blessings of each one here. I open to the words of inspiration, and I open my heart to the words of Reverend Debbie. I open to this community, to be a part of this community of Seaside Center for Spiritual Living. I open, and I open to all the blessings. I rejoice, for this is the day that God hath made.
Blessings and grace, love overflowing, joy in this place, Spirit is showing. Blessings and grace, mind, body, soul, and I am one with God. Blessings and grace, love overflowing, joy in this place, Spirit is showing. Blessings and grace, mind, body, soul, and I am one with God.
Hello again. My name is Sharon Ray DeLeon, and I'm a practitioner here at Seaside. And first of all, I just wanted to say Happy New Year. Happy New Year. And I also wanted to welcome anybody. If this is your first time here at Seaside, we welcome you. And we are so blessed that you're here, that you've chosen to say yes to that place inside you that called you here. And so we are in such gratitude that you're here, that we'd like to share with you a little bit about our philosophy and who we are. And so there's a welcome packet in the back in the family room that we'd love to give you, and it has some goodies in it. So welcome. Also would like to invite you to my vision board workshop that I'll be having on January 25th. And if you've ever done a vision board with me, I think I've been teaching that class now for almost 15 years now. So please come. We'd love to have you. And now I'd like to share with you a reading that I've chosen to sort of prepare us for Reverend Deb's talk today on living with purpose. And this is a reading from a book called This Time I Dance, and the author is Tama Keeves, and she's a author and speaker, and her story is that she was this high-powered attorney, Harvard graduate, and was a successful attorney, but had a lot of discontent. And so she decided that she wanted to live a life with purpose. And so she gave it all up and decided to become a writer. And so this is her first book. And this is titled Caterpillar Blues. No way out but transformation. Perhaps you feel drawn to weave or teach cooking classes, start that beloved bookstore, or write that software program or screenplay that gleams in the backcountry of your mind like lightning bugs or shooting stars on ink-black summer nights. But then there's the mortgage, the tuition, the Toyota payments, the visa bills, your age, erratic or esoteric education, and on and on and on and on. Suddenly, it doesn't seem sane to go chasing after lightning bugs when the burdens of reality loom before you like granite mountains. And all you have in your pockets are fleeting wishes, falling stars, and tiny wooden pickaxes. But you have other pockets and other powers. It's easy to see ourselves as trapped when we listen to fear instead of inspiration. But through the unlimited energy of inspiration, we possess enough furious love and wholly glowing creativity to realize any dream. Any dream. Yet most of us walk as secrets even to ourselves. Something in us longs for the impossible because we know it's actually possible. A caterpillar gazes at the cloudless azure sky with a sense of longing and belonging. Yet this low-bellied being cries, "No way. There's just no way I can get from here to there." From the earth and grass of history and familiarity to the sky of delicious flight I ache for. The caterpillar guesses right and wrong at the same time. So do we. That's why, when we look with caterpillar eyes, we can't reach our dreams, can't disregard gravity and the challenges we see before us. We can only scrunch up an oak 1 inch at a time, years and fears from a blissful sky. Yet the moment you crave that sky, you recognize the presence of another within. It is in this inspired self that knows the exotic ways of wind and breeze and sudden rampant ease. That's why your dilemma doesn't matter. Your bills and bothers and history are merely problems of perspective. The restrained self will always see a restraining world. The thwarted one can't ever see exalted ways. We who crouch in darkened hallways cannot see the pink of newborn light upon the ocean and fertile landscapes gleaming. Albert Einstein explained the paradox something like this: a problem cannot be solved at the level of the problem. He could have said, a caterpillar will never figure out or handle a butterfly's path. Neither can you, no matter how much you think it all the way through. Trust the process. A calling calls to remind you to enter the mystery of instinct and the metamorphosis of an inspired life. Honor your passion to emerge. Say yes to supernatural, all-natural self within. Then let creativity transport you to the borderless places, the magical spaces where caution cannot tread. This is the ride of your lifetime. Say yes to this sacred invitation and let the birth and realization of your life and work begin.
Trust the process. Yes. What a word to get the morning started. Good morning, Seaside. It is my honor to introduce our guest artist, and she is here for the very, very, very first time. So honored that she is here with us. She is an incredible singer, incredible songwriter, and you're hopefully going to be moved by her music this morning. Her musical brand is I am woman, I am Muslim, I am American. And her goal is to redefine or undefine the idea of the Muslim American woman. And that's through love, through openness, through communication, through talking to each other. And so she's here to pass on her message through music. And we're so glad that she's here. I'm so glad she's here, and hopefully you all will be as well as soon as you hear her open her mouth and sing her beautiful songs. So without further ado, please, let's give a Seaside welcome to Sophia Alone. Thank you. What I wanted, but can't have it, let us pray. Lord, come here and say that it's not your time and you have to wait. How much to pay? I'll pay it and we'll play it, then it'll stay. Just tell me the day, I'll come ready, white heavy, we will sing, ooh. Je me suis le إتفوي يلا يا ربي وغزال وهذاك شي وهذاك شي I'm jealous of time who spends all day with him me just an IG spy Lord take back this pace had to write this song cause I sent him to me ooh. We will sing ooh. We will sing ooh. Brother told me, just pray he'll arrive, just pray he'll arrive. Rebecca told me, prie et il arrivera, prie et il arrivera. Maman m'a dit, Salah, Salah, but in the meantime, all you gotta do, Seaside is just sing out,
Welcome to Seaside. Wow, thank you so much. I just love our singers. We have some of the best. We have some of the best. Well, Happy New Year to all of you. Happy New Year, the beginning of this new, brand new baby year, 2020, the first Sunday of the year. So glad that you're here. This year's theme at Seaside is going to be a year of prosperous living. That's going to be our theme for the year. Yeah, sounds good, huh? We're using Dr. Christian's Joyous Abundance book if you want to follow along with the daily readings. It's in the bookstore. It's the green one. We'll be using that one this year. But, you know, Raymond Charles Barker, he was one of the early New Thought teachers. It was Dr. Ken Gordon's one of his mentors. And Dr. Barker, he said, true prosperity is being able to do what you want, when you want, where you want, with who you want. Right?
Being able to do what you want, when you want, right? Doesn't that sound good? Doesn't that sound good? Yeah, so prosperity is a lot more about than just having a lot of money in our checking account or our savings account, right? It's a lot more than that. So join us this year as we travel and we talk about how you can have this prosperous life. Join us here on Sunday mornings to hear Dr. Christian's message. You can listen to us live on Facebook for the 11 o'clock service or on the live stream. And the live stream is archived, so if you don't catch it at 11 o'clock on Sunday morning, you can still catch it. So follow along with us as we go through this year of prosperous living. About 3 years ago, I left Seaside. I left my home, and moved away. And I'll tell you, that was a result of a calling that I had, a call to go out into the world. Now, we can be called to things and we can be called away from things. Sometimes we just feel it's time to stop doing it or it's time to start doing something new. And, I started my spiritual journey here at Seaside many, many years ago. Reverend Catherine Bonin is here. She's teaching financial freedom. And Reverend Catherine and I, yes, we started foundations together. We went all the way through foundations class. Then we went into practitioner class. Then we went into ministerial training, and then we graduated and we were thrown out into the world. Dr. Christian says he's a star tosser. He likes to toss stars out into the world. So I was here for about 3 years after I became a minister, and then I got the call, like there was something more. There was something else I was supposed to be doing. And so I applied for what we call open pulpits, and the pulpit in Monterey was open. So I got the job there, and I moved to the central coast of California, to Monterey, to be the senior minister at Monterey Center for Spiritual Living. And it was the first time I left home. I hadn't gone away to college. I'd born and raised in Southern California. I'm a Southern California beach girl. I grew up in Orange County and then LA and then San Diego for 25 years before I left, and we raised our children here. And again, I did all my spiritual training here. But an interesting thing happened to me that first year I was in Monterey. I went to a retreat in Big Sky, Montana. The Big Sky Retreat, and a couple of you came. I saw you there. And Dr. Christian was speaking there that year. He was speaking there at the retreat, and it'd been about a year since I saw him. So I thought it'll be fun. I'll go. I'll see Dr. Christian. I went with some of my ministerial colleagues and had this great experience. Well, it was the year, one of the years, unfortunately, like many that we've had, where the fires were all burning, the sky was black. Dr. Michael Gott was supposed to be our musician. Dallas was flooded, so he had to cancel coming to the Big Sky. There was a lot going on in the world. And still we went to this retreat. And Joan Berinsky was there as one of the keynote speakers, and Mary Morrissey was there as one of the keynote speakers. And she had been for many years one of the keynotes at the Big Sky Retreat. So she did 2 or 3 different workshops that weekend. She did quite a bit. And something happened to me there that was completely unexpected, something I hadn't planned, something that wasn't my intention, something that wasn't what I was thinking I was going to do. But at that convention, I signed up to mentor with Mary Morrissey for a year-long program that was the equivalent of my ministerial salary, right? And I thought, what the heck am I doing, right? It wasn't what I had intended to do, but there was something within me that was calling me to do it. And what I know had happened to me in Monterey is I had to stand up on every Sunday and give a talk. And it was no longer okay for me to talk to you about things I hadn't experienced. It was no longer okay for me to tell you that, oh yes, you could have a prosperous life if I wasn't demonstrating that in my life. It was no longer okay for me to say, take a leap, leave that Harvard-trained law job and go write a book. If I wasn't doing it. So I wanted to be able to talk to my congregation from a place of deep knowing. And that year turned out to be an amazing year. And what the thrust of Mary's program was, the one that I signed up to work, she has many of them, was about creating a vision for your life. For the whole year, we honed this vision. We created this vision. We looked at all the different areas of our life. We looked at health and wealth and relationships and time and money, freedom, and we looked at all these areas and we thought, what would it look like? What would I love my life to look like? And the only barometer, the only measuring stick that Mary had us use was, would I love it? Would I love it? And every time we questioned it and we came back, would I love it? Not how much money would I make, not was it a profitable gig, not was it practical. None of those things. Those were all the hows. And we were told that the how was up to God. The how was up to God. Our job was just simply to create the vision of a life we would love living. No? And so that's what I did. And lo and behold, after some time, I came to see that the vision of the life that I would love living did not include me staying in Monterey. It included me coming back home. My family was here, my children were here, and the ministry that I wanted to create and my dream, I couldn't do where I was. So once again, I sold my house, packed up everything, and moved back here with no idea of how I was going to create this thing at all. I was just following Spirit's guidance, and some things have happened and some things have shifted, and I'm able to be here a little bit with you, which I'm loving, but there's still a lot that's, unfolding. But staying fast to that vision, staying fast to that what it is that we're wanting to create in our life. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about living with purpose, living on purpose, having an intentional life, creating a life that we would love living. And remember when we were little, or when I was little anyway, we would play games and we would do the red light, green light, or whatever the games are that we were playing, but we would often say, ready, set, go. Or mark it, set, go, right? And everybody would take off. So getting ready, was sort of the first step on this life's journey and creating this life that we love. We want to get ready. And how do we get ready? Well, we get ready just like we would if we were going to go on a trip, for instance. We might make airline reservations, or we might check out the driving distance on our GPS, and we'd pack our suitcase, and we'd get someone to watch the pets, and we'd have someone take in the mail, and we'd get ready. We'd get ready to go on our trip. Well, the same with our life. As we're moving into 2020 and we're creating this life that we would love living, and we're creating this prosperous life, we want to get ready. Just like a sculptor or a painter or a writer or an actress who's creating a role, they have an idea in their head of what it is they're wanting to create, right? They may not have any idea how it's going to come forth, but they have an idea. They're getting ready. A painter might have the canvas and the paints, and they've decided they're going to use acrylics and not oils, and they've decided they're going to use a brush and a palette knife or a sponge. They've made some decisions. They're getting ready, and then the masterpiece is brought forth. So they're getting ready. So we get ready for this thing called life. We get ready to create this amazing life that we have. Last week, Dr. Christian introduced you to this, my vision and intention for my life in 2020. And it's in your program again today. He asked you to take it home and think about it. What is your vision? What is your intention? What is it you're wanting to create in 2020? A new job, a new relationship, a new home, peace, perhaps in a relationship that's not peaceful right now. What is your intention? What are you wanting to create? And he asked you to put it in a self-addressed stamped envelope and bring it back today. You can still bring it back next week or the week after and put it in the chest that's by the door there. And that chest gets prayed on all year long. And at the end of this year, you'll get it back in the mail. And you'll get to see what it is that you've created. And some of you, I'm sure, have received your 2019 intention back. It's been mailed out. Some of you might have received it already. To see what it is that I created. So it's a powerful tool to start to get that clarity of what it is that you're wanting in your life. So I invite you to bring that in. As we get ready, we set a clear vision. We create a clear vision. Arnold Schwarzenegger in 1976, he had retired from bodybuilding, and he wasn't that famous yet. But he had an interview with this reporter, and the reporter said, well, now that you retired from bodybuilding, what is it that you'd like to do? And Arnold, with his broken English and his Austrian accent, he said, well, I am going to become the #1 actor in America. And the reporter kind of giggled, right? Like, well, I don't know. You have no acting experience. You've never acted before. I mean, how do you intend to do that? And Arnold said, I'm going to do it the same way I became the #1 bodybuilder. I'm going to do it the same way. I'm going to have a very clear vision of what I want to create in my life, and then I'm going to live each day as if it's already happened. Right? And he did become the #1 box office actor of his time. By having that clear vision, by starting with a very, very clear vision. So it's really important in this getting ready process that we spend some time with our vision, that we think about it. In Science of Mind, we say, if you can see it, you can be it. If you can see it, you can be it. If you can believe it, you can see it. Right? It's like we have it kind of backwards, the way that we may have been brought up. That first we must be able to see it. We must be able to see it, and then we've created it, and then we create it in our life. It's the way it works. Ayana Van Sant, she says this. She says, if you don't have a vision, you're going to be stuck in what you already know, and the only thing you know is what you've already seen. Right? We want to see something new. We want to create something new. There's a great story that Emmett Fox tells in his little book called Life is Consciousness. He tells this story of this mining town in the Rockies, this little mining town in the Rockies, and the movie pictures had just come out. So moving pictures were a new thing, and they took a while to get to this little small town, this little mining town in the Rockies. And one night they had a movie picture, so they set up the big white tent, and they showed the movie picture, and it was one of those old train robbery, stagecoach robbery, the villain and the heroine and all that kind of movies, those old black and whites. And they were playing the movie on the screen of the tent, just on the white screen of the tent. And the movie was going, and at one point, the villain choked the heroine. And this old miner pulled out his gun and bang, 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 shot the screen 3 times. Right? And everybody laughed. But Emmett says, what he didn't know is he should have turned around and shot the projector, right? What is it that we're projecting out into the world, right? Yeah, we think that thing that we see in front of us has to change. No, the change is from within. The change is from within. It all begins in changing our thinking, changing our thought process, changing those habitual thoughts that are keeping us stuck in a pattern we no longer want. If these are new ideas to you, or if you're an old, tried and true religious scientist, I want to invite you to sign up for classes today. We have 4 quarters a year of classes, and our winter class schedule is in your program today. Deb Sadler is our chair of education, and she'll be in the family room. Dr. Christian is teaching foundations. If you haven't taken foundations with Dr. Christian, I encourage you to do it. It's a wonderful way to get to know Dr. Christian in a smaller group environment. It's a wonderful way to learn these spiritual principles and to start putting them in action in your life. If you feel like, okay, I got the basics down, what I'm really wanting to create is more, fill in the blank, then see Reverend Catherine Bonin after service. She's going to be teaching financial freedom. So see her. She is a experienced businesswoman. She's had great success in the business field, and she's now retired and a full-time minister. So if you want to learn about creating prosperity in your life, see Reverend Catherine afterwards at the education table. Because these principles are how we change, by taking them from our Sunday message and living them in our life. It's one thing to hear them here on Sunday, but if you go out the door and get in your car and go home and don't think about it again until next Sunday, you're not going to see the change that you want to see. You're not going to see this life that you want to create coming forth for you. Very, very powerful tools that we have here. We create from within, not from without. So if the first step is get ready, then the second step is get set. Ready? We're get set. Get set is our intention. We're getting set is our intention. Oprah, in this wonderful little book, The Path Made Clear, Discovering Your Life's Direction and Purpose. I know Dr. Christian quoted from it last week. I know he did a whole talk on it a few months ago. It's a great little book. And why it's a great little book is if you're wondering what your life's purpose or direction is, this is not only written by Oprah, she writes very little of it. Most of the book is quotes and lessons from all the people she's interviewed. It's a fast read, it's an easy read, but it's just these bullet points of how do I set this clear intention? How do I create this life? What is it that I need to do? And it's just a wonderful read. So that is available to you at the bookstore, but I'm going to read you a quote that Oprah says. She says, all dreams start from the core. Unless you are in total alignment with whatever you envision, your dream will get derailed. Your intention has to be pure. Your intention has to be pure. You know, and intention's kind of a buzzword that we hear a lot today in our world. What's your intention? What's your intention? What's your intention? You know, but it's much more than that. It's much more honed. We want it to get like razor sharp, that you know what your intention is. Wayne Dyer, he wrote an entire book on the power of intention. Another great book. You know, Gary Sukoff in Seed of the Soul, he says that intention is cause. He parallels first cause back of all effect to be your intention. What is the intention that you've set? You know, Oprah Winfrey in an interview or one of her Super Soul Sunday talks with Gary Sukoff, she says that when she learned about intention, it changed her life. She said she no longer did things that she did not intend to do. How often do you find yourself doing something and wondering how in the world you ended up doing it? Right? It wasn't what you intended at all. It's not even in alignment with your values, perhaps. And why are we doing it? So Oprah said it changed her whole business. She no longer, whoever came to her with a business idea, a producer, a script, whatever, that they couldn't just bring her the idea. They had to bring her the idea and what the intention was. Who was it serving? Why were they doing it? Right? She said once she learned about intention, it changed everything she did. She didn't do anything unless it was in line with what it is that she was wanting to create in the world. In Arabic, the word niyahart means intention, but it also means seed. So the seed that we plant is our intention. Seed and plant. Ernest Holmes, it's a great quote from our Science of Mind textbook. I think it's a great quote anyway. He says, if one were to make a complete mental picture of himself as he would like to be, feeling in all the details of his desire and trying to accept the whole thing as present reality, just like Schwarzenegger, right? Envisioning it as it's already happening, he would soon demonstrate that the control of affairs is from within out, and not from without. The cause being that whatever exists as a mental picture in mind must tend to, and finally does take form, if the picture is really believed and embodied. Ernest Holmes. You know, so get ready, get set, go. The last part is go, right? So we got to get into action. Here we say, treat and move your feet. It's not enough to do the prayer work. It's not enough to do the spiritual work. We need to get into action. Right? So we do the prayer work, we see our practitioner, and then we go out and take some action, right? Those that sit at home and say, I've prayed for $1 million, God, where is it, right? You know, you got to get out of your house, right? You got to get out and do some stuff. You take some action, treat and move your feet. I think it's Edison said that most everything, a success is 10% inspiration and 90% perspiration, all right? Action. Daniel Pink, he's an American author and a TV host, he writes this. He says, what are you here to do? What are you uniquely good at? What are you uniquely good at? Add to that the importance of doing it persistently. Be dogged. He says there are massive returns in doggedness. Be dogged. Winston Churchill, I'll leave you with this story. Winston Churchill went through the 8th grade 3 times. He had trouble with English. He had trouble with reading and writing English. And so 3 times through the 8th grade. And the irony of it is that years later, Oxford University asked him to do the commencement address, right? So he came with his top hat, his props he always had, his top hat, his cigar, and his cane. And he came to Oxford, and he came up on the stage in the way that he did, and he walked up to the podium, and he took off his top hat, and he set down his cigar, put his cane to the side, and as the audience hushed, waiting for his great words of wisdom, he said, never give up. And they waited. He got up on his tiptoes and he said, never give up. Then he put on his hat, picked up his cigar and his cane, and walked off the stage. I mean, that was his commencement address. Persistence, to continue to go one day at a time. You know, it's claimed that Thomas Edison failed 1,000 times before he made the light bulb. And Thomas Edison said, no, I didn't fail 1,000 times. The light bulb took 1,000 steps to make, right? He doesn't believe that he failed. Michael Jordan, the same, great basketball player. He says, I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and I missed. I failed over and over and over again, and that's why I'm a success. Michael Jordan, right? So I encourage you to create a plan for 2020. Get ready, create a vision, set your intention, stay on course. Every decision, is it in alignment with my intentions? Is this going to take me to where I want to go? Am I turning left? It's taking me way off track. To come back. But you want to spend some time with your vision. Go to Sharon's vision board workshop. What a great way to cast a vision. Last quote from Ernest. We should be careful to distinguish daydreaming and wistful wishing from really dynamic and creative treatment. When we treat, we do not wish, we know. We do not dream, we state. We do not hope, we accept. We do not pray, we announce. We do not expect something is going to happen. We believe that it already has. Powerful dynamic treatment. Act as if. Ready, set, go. 2020 is ahead of us. God bless you. So glad that you're here today. Thank you. Thank you. Glad you're here. Thank you. Thank you. Let's welcome back to our stage, Sophia.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for the standing O. We live for that. This next song is called 30. I just wrote it because I just turned 30. And I thought I was going to be cool with it, but I definitely had a little bit of a crisis because I think I had this person who I thought I was going to be, and when I turned 30 and I wasn't her, it was kind of like she died, and I didn't know what to do with that, and I had to kind of remake who I was, but I realized that it was kind of an illusion, and I needed to really redefine what made me happy and redefine success for myself and know that I was perfect right now, and I will be perfect when I'm 40 and when I'm 60, but to know that for myself. So this song's called 30. Hard I try to keep her alive. They lie. Just believe in yourself, but you can't buy time. Without her, I don't know what that makes me. And without her, I don't know where that leaves me, 'cause I'm not the 30 I thought I would be. I tried, I really tried to control it, but he wouldn't have it, so I walked blind. I'll let him be the guide, so I'll walk blind. Without her, I'll need to redefine success and happiness. Isn't 30 the new 20 now anyway? 'Cause you are perfect right now. You're a winner. Take a bow. It's time to put her in the ground. 'Cause You're alive. You didn't die, you're still on the ride. So fly without her. You're now in the moment. Without her, you know that you're perfect. And that number, it doesn't mean anything anyway. 'Cause you are perfect right now. You're a winner. Take a bow. It's time to put her in the ground. 'Cause you are perfect right now. You are perfect right now. You're the winner. Take a bow. It's time to put her in the ground. 'Cause you are perfect right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. Right now.
Thank you so much. Amazing band. Thank you.
Sophia, thank you. Thank you so much for being here and gracing us with your beautiful voice. Thank you. It is the time of our service for our offering. It's the time we get to start practicing some of these principles, that law of reciprocity. As we give, we receive. It's certainly not the reason to give, but it does prime the pump, right? As we put it out, it comes back to us tenfold. I want to invite our ushers to come forward. We have some. I know. Here they are as they come forward. Hello, thank you. Thank you for being of service today. Thank you for being the hands of God. If you're looking for a place to serve this year, Sully's out in the family room after service, Susan Sullivan, and she's our volunteer coordinator, and we have lots of wonderful things happening here at Seaside, and it takes a village. It takes lots of hands to be able to do it. So think about volunteering, and thank you to all you beauties who are doing that as we just turn within. Knowing that there's absolute divine flow that is moving in through and as Seaside in this moment. Knowing that Seaside is absolutely blessed to do all the work that it's been called to do in the world. That there is more than enough. There is always more than enough to do all that we need to do, to give in every way that we would like to give, to put it back out to the world. So grateful to be part of this most beautiful spiritual community that is part of this vision of creating a world that works for everyone. If you can agree with this vision, if you know that in fact it is something you can get behind, please support us in however that shows up. So grateful for it all. We just let it be. And so it is. Thank you. Together we do our affirmation, which is, Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of greater good as my life now. So just giving great thanks for all that's been given, knowing that this goes out and multiplies into the world 10 times over, allowing us to do all that it is that we're wanting to do. So grateful to be part of it all. We just bless it and call it good, and so it is. So Tina, our board president for a couple more weeks anyway, right? The end of this month, we have our annual meeting. So come on and stay. It's the last Sunday of the month. We'll have our annual meeting, and our new board people will be elected. Oh, wow. I see our kids coming in, and I'm wanting to know. Hi. Welcome. I'm going to do a couple of quick announcements and then we're going to talk. I want to thank everybody that makes Sunday possible. It's an amazing crew that comes together to make it all happen. I want to thank our Seaside band. Thank you guys for always being here. Thank you to Sophia. We're so grateful to have you. You'll come back again? Okay. And Rebecca, it's always fun to share the stage with you. It's so fun. And Sharon DeLeon, thank you for your consciousness and your love. It's good to be back home with our Seaside practitioners. You know, I just love y'all. We got a couple things coming up that I want to mention. I know they did. Von Prague. Von Prague tickets are on sale today. James Von Prague will be here in February. Mark is here with the hiking group that he made an announcement about for Make-A-Wish. See Mark in the family room. And then, of course, Reverend Catherine is out there and Deb Sadler for education. So stick around in the family room, have some coffee, see us. We'd love to get to chat with you a little bit. And right now I'm going to chat with our guys. Hi. Am I supposed to have a microphone to talk to you? I probably am. How'd it go today? Does anybody want to say anything? You do? Oh, I'm so shocked, Ramon. What would you like to say?
We did great.
You did great. I bet you did.
He talked about God.
Good.
Good. Whatever.
Good. Thank you.
And some of us made peace boxes.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
The rest of us got the blue bubbles, and then 10 minutes, and then, oh, wait, we're going to walk down here.
We're sorry to interrupt bubble blowing. What did you want to say? What he was going to say. He said it all. It sounds like you had a great day. It sounds like you did a lot of good stuff. So folks, parents know that at our 9 and 11 o'clock service, we have a wonderful youth program that's up in our building on top. Kristen's our youth director. We're so grateful to have her. And I understand we have an affirmation for our children that we do. Let's do it together. We see you. We love you. We support your magnificence. Yes, we do. Amazing. Thank you. I'd love to see our guys here. It's very good to see you all. Now I'm going to pray, and then we're going to sing and go have some coffee and donuts. So just turning within. Knowing and feeling and sensing that one power and that one presence, that is God, that is good, that is love. Knowing that that is all that it is only love. There's not God and anything else, there's only God. Operating in, through, and as all things. Knowing that there's joy and prosperity and abundance and all good things moving through each one. I know that I am one with all that is. I know that I am an individualized expression of the divine. And just as this is true for me, it's true for each one here. Each one is a unique, wonderful, beautiful expression of God, perfect, whole, and complete right here and right now. There is nothing to fix, nothing that's broken, nothing that needs to be done, but to reveal that divine presence that is within each one, always and forever. There is no place I can go that God is not. God is all that I am. I'm not all God is, but God is all that I am. Every atom, every cell of each one of us is a spark of God, the Spirit of God expressing so beautifully. Love, light, God. And I know and I claim for each one a perfect unfoldment of their lives, knowing that Spirit goes before them and with them in this year of 2020, knowing that each one creates an amazing life, an amazing vision, and sets that intention to live in the highest vibration, knowing there is good and only good. I'm knowing for every prayer in our prayer request chest that it is answered, that there's healings that are taking place even now, in this moment, There's healings in relationships. There's healings in health. There's healings in finances. Knowing that it is the Father's good pleasure to give us the kingdom. And I'm knowing for Seaside Center for Spiritual Living that it is a place of divine unfoldment. It is a place where the Spirit is felt. It is a place where love is felt. It is a place where all those that come through our doors feel a sense of sanctuary, a sense of safety, a sense of belonging. Knowing that there is absolutely no one who is not welcome here. We honor all paths to God. We honor all people of every race, every religion, every sex, every denomination, any orientation. You're welcome here. You're home. So grateful. So grateful to be part of this spiritual community. So grateful to be part of this center, so part of this organization of Centers for Spiritual Living, knowing that we are making a difference in the world every moment and every day. So grateful for it all. It's with a sense of joy and awe and wonder that I just simply release these words into the soil of the law, knowing that the seed has been planted. There's nothing left for us to do but just allow it to be. And together we say, and so it is.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. So no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Said I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. Said no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Come on, Seaside, sing it from your heart. Uh-huh. Beautiful. Said no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yeah. Seaside.
Okay. Our affirmation is, I am living my life on purpose. One more time. I am living my life on purpose. The grace song.
I'm living in love. I'm living in peace. I'm living my life for what I believe. Through joys and through fears, in this world I walk. God's grace shines on me, and it shines on us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We're living in love. We're living in peace. United we stand as one family. We honor all truth as together we walk. God's grace moves through me, and it moves through us all. We are living in grace. 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 Happy New Year, Seaside! Have a wonderful week. See you soon and very soon.